Welcome back to another 3 Bourbon Years. This week we got Baker 7.
Careful.
And,
oh, dude, look at all the bubbles.
Whiskey
what are you
milkshake
doing?
now.
Ew.
and this is something we've avoided for quite some time.
We have avoided this product. People love it. People hate it.
Too much turmoil. We just got out. We're like, nah, I don't know.
It was too toxic. We had to get out while things settle down, and now I think it's worth a review. It is a single barrel product. This was, when did you get it? Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago? This one
got this
in particular?
in 2021, I think.
Oh wow! So we got an
2022.
old batch.
2021. I got married in 22, and 21 was.
That was COVID
When I got
years.
engaged.
Oh yeah.
That was COVID years. This is a COVID bottle. Did you sterilize it?
It wasn't for me. I didn't mask up.
Oh, all right.
Just right on the plane. What's up? What do we know about it?
All right, so this is a Beam product. Beam Centauri and Jim Beam makes it. It is 7 years, 107 proof. Well, this bottle is specifically 7 years, 2 months. I know these we were talking about. It can go upwards of 13 years. I think that's their like next step up though, because they have like a special label and everything for those.
Yeah, but sometimes you can get single barrels that are just older.
Do they do
naturally.
store picks on these?
I think they do.
Or
store,
is it just?
I think they do store picks, but I think you can actually get the Baker 7 that is aged like 10 to 13 years.
Oh, so the
Just
7
depends.
is just kind of
The 7 is
like
just
their
like
label.
it's the floor, right, of what it can be. It cannot be younger than 7.
Oh, great. We're drinking the floor.
So we're literally drinking the floor. 2 months above the floor, which is.
I think
not
they're
a whole lot.
rare, but I think you can let us know in the comments.
I think I've only seen like 1 or 2 of
Yeah,
them.
they're not very common, but they are coming around right now. I just saw one at our Woodman's locally now. The mash bill is 77% corn, 13% rye, 10% malted barley. It does, I think I said, but it comes in at 107, so it's hitting that almost sweet spot for us.
It's pretty sweet.
So I believe this is. I thought this one was a wheater for the longest time. For whatever reason, I would always mentally think of this like with Larceny and Maker's Mark. I don't know why.
Negative.
The
I don't
name,
know why.
Baking wheat, Baker.
Sure, we're gonna go with that. But I am actually relieved that it's not a wheat because that holds a higher standard for me.
You like this cork?
Yeah.
Is that real metal?
That's great. This reminds me of nothing.
Oh my
This
gosh,
reminds
that's
me of
cheap.
nothing that I've ever seen before. So
So something
a
about
hefty
this
pour.
that we've been thinking. So we haven't smelled this or tasted it in years.
It's been a long
The
time.
first time we did, though, I believe what we said that it was pretty much just like a nut bomb, right? Very
Yeah.
nutty, just very bitter,
Nut
and that was kind of what we didn't like about it, right? And so since then, our palates might have changed a little bit. Obviously, we've come into our own in terms of liking brands that are a little bit more nutty.
Bookers.
Booker's is one.
Henry
of them.
McKenna.
Henry McKenna, right? So we're kind of getting there. So maybe it wasn't this. It was, maybe it wasn't you. It was us, right? That's kind of what I want to say.
I
about this.
apologize in advance unless you suck.
And maybe at this point, we've grown out of our Buffalo Trace days.
Yeah, I mean we're kind of.
for all you conspiracy theorists out there, exact dimensions of the bottom of a Glen.
So it
What
was
does it
meant
mean?
to sit like this.
What does it mean?
On the shelf.
Hey, we got a Patreon by the way too.
Yes. Yeah.
It's only $5. It helps us out. You get extra content, behind the scenes footage that can ruin our lives. You can blackmail us with it.
I can talk to you at 3 a.m., which is always cool.
Mitch posts nudes out there.
They're tasteful, so don't worry.
They are tasteful.
Yes.
We are gonna do a Bourbon Years calendar at some point.
Taylor tube socks.
I call March
I call March Taylor Tube Socks.
Taylor Tube Socks, yes.
All right, let's get into it.
All right. To the Baker's 7, we go back
The nose is
in a
good.
time machine.
She nutty.
Ooh.
The nose is
This one's nuts.
dark. It's dark and ominous.
Is it? I feel like you just wanted to say that. I don't think
Yeah, I
it's-
know. He
think it's pretty dark.
He didn't get to say it in the last one, so he had to say it in this one.
It is offensive.
That 107 smells like 120.
The old classic
Smells like a-
beam offender.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I mean, it really, to me, it smells like rubbing alcohol.
It's hard to get your nose in there, Mitch.
There goes some brain cells. All right, well, we're getting off Knob Creek's 10-year rye, which check out that review. This definitely has a more potent nose, and it's only 7 more proof, which is interesting.
I'm not pulling a lot though. Like I'm getting some nuttiness, a little bit of like maybe some like dark chocolate,
There's some good legs on
dark
there.
cocoa,
Yeah,
bitter
maybe.
chocolate,
Maybe.
a lot of rubbing alcohol,
Yeah.
ethanol,
I'm
I'm
not
fighting
gonna
through
lie.
that ethanol.
I'm
I
trying,
am.
I'm having struggles.
maybe a little bit of corn, a little corniness. In
Oh
there.
yeah, there's definitely some
Yeah,
corn.
there's corn.
Am I getting any fruit?
I
Trying
feel like
to
the
smell
hairs
through
on
it.
the inside of my nostrils are just like,
Maybe some maple and some leather. Maybe that's what I'm kind of getting.
maple and leather.
Maple leather with bacon. Maybe some
you're
meaty.
stretching.
Maybe some monk
That's a
fruit.
stretch.
Some star fruit. I don't even know what that smells like, so.
Maybe some monk fruit, definitely star fruit. All right, it is what it is. It's kind of just a nutty,
It's
bitter.
very corny and ethanol-y, and we're fighting to get past it on the nose.
Let's do it. Cheers.
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 Um,
12-6.
Like fast. The plane doesn't ever take off. It's just a touch and go.
All right, guys, we'll be in Orlando before you. Okay.
oh,
blown
never
engine.
mind.
It's like that
I-
one plane where the wheel came out sideways, and they flew around and ran her out of gas for like 2 hours.
That would suck. And then they land on a
Damn.
cockeyed wheel, hoping that it doesn't flip.
Everything worked out.
I know.
That like ramps up right away, like really fast, to a pretty hefty burn. To then like 2 seconds of bitter, ouch, and then it kind of you taste kind of the nut on the tail end. But it happens so fast that you're like, there it is. Oh,
Okay, so
it's like fruit stripe gum.
A lot of like light honey notes to it.
it is very
I don't know.
sweet up front again.
Yeah.
Kind of like that bottle we just tried, but there is this bitter twinge throughout. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
that-
the nut. I don't know what that is, and that's exactly what we discovered a while ago with this. It's like this bitter thing just lingers along. You're like, oh, a little sweetness on the bitter. Oh, the mid palate's got like a little bit bitter. Tail end, a little bit of bitter.
Yeah. It's just like it's a common theme throughout the entire sip.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
it's very
that's so
light. It's not
charry.
super viscous.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Sorry to jump
No,
in.
go ahead.
You know, like, have you ever had like that baking cocoa? And you're like, oh, cocoa, I'm gonna try a little bit of that powder, and it's just freaking. You think it's gonna be
Oh,
sweet.
It's like
yeah,
dark
yeah.
chocolate type of like.
It's like
super
Hershey's
bitter,
dark
yeah.
chocolate powder for baking,
Yeah.
and it is just bitter.
Yeah, you gotta bake it to get the flavor.
That's what I'm getting on this.
It's just like the bitterness paired with that. I mean, we like high proof stuff, and this is burns. I mean, it burns your mouth. Like my mouth is kind of raw after drinking it a few times.
The
And in
roof of your
pair,
mouth.
and in pairing that with the bitterness, it's very like desensitizing. Like
I think you're right. I think take a little bit of water, throw some honey in there,
Yeah.
and then a scoop of that cocoa. And
Maybe-
it's like
maybe
this-
like a little cayenne pepper or something like that.
Yeah.
And boom, you got yourself Baker's 7.
and a bunch of
you want
corn.
to make it a no. That's put in a jug, shake it up, have
Yeah.
it in like a little pour spout in your fridge.
I like that initial burst though. The very first second,
The-
Yeah, it's nice and
I'm
sweet.
digging it.
Yeah.
Like that's nice. If you could just hold that out, and this is a single barrel,
Yeah. Keep it going.
so
right?
maybe there's like a freaking amazing one that holds that longer.
Yeah.
that bitterness, dude. Oh,
Should we get into it?
let's get into it.
So, people were talking about this bottle.
People are talking.
I haven't
Talking
heard
about people.
that
They're
you're-
saying you don't have
They're
the
saying you don't
takes.
have the guts. But like people were kind of obsessing. I'll just start. People were obsessing about this bottle. It seemed like for a while, and I haven't heard it. I haven't heard it talked about. I haven't seen it. Maybe it's like the hidden gem
We're
amongst
hearing some murmurs.
current bottles. Maybe the new single barrels are good. I don't know what they're aged at. We don't really go for this much. We don't think about it. I'm gonna go with a deny. I think, at 60, 70 bucks, it's pretty darn bitter and drinks hot. So, unless we probably need to get another single barrel and drop another 60 bucks at some point and hope we get a better barrel. But This one in particular, not doing it for me.
Fair enough.
Too hot, too bitter.
Let me go. You wanna go?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm a deny. Unfortunately, I actually do think that some of these probably have potential. Like when you get that first initial burst of flavor, I think that like if we could get a good one, right? Like I think that this is one of those that maybe is like a Henry McKenna, where it's like you hate it, and then you find a good one, and you're like, oh my gosh, I see the potential now.
Yes.
Like this
get
can
that.
do some stuff. Like if we got a higher age one, like even like 9 year, I just want to see what that does. See if it can carry the good flavors forward. Maybe this is just a bitter bottle, so I'm not throwing it out completely. I just like if I knew it was gonna taste like this every single time, I wouldn't buy it ever. But maybe I'll pull the trigger if we see something that's over like 8 years old, just to see what happens. So that's where I'm at.
I'm right there with you. Like if that age could maybe pull out some of that bitterness as it
Yeah.
mellows or gets other components that can wash that out. I don't know, but yeah, deny for me as well.
Snickle fruit.
Triple Snicklefrit deny again.
Yeah,
We're picky.
it sucks because this was a 60-year
whiskey.
$60 bottle that you can tell we never gave up on it because we've been hearing stuff and we're like, let's keep going back to it, let's keep trying it. Dang it. So yeah, I would be very curious. Like if we saw like a 10, 12, 13 or whatever, you
Might be
know,
a snag.
we should probably get it.
Yeah, just
I'm definitely my ears are pointed towards it. I'm
Yes.
interested. I'm listening. I'm paying attention.
As it stands,
like a meerkat.
Yes.
if
like
I
a
see but if I see another single barrel, I would be tempted to try it to see if it did get better, like the Henry
Well,
McKenna.
I feel like the one at Woodman's is 8 years, if I remember.
Well, let's put our money where our mouth is.
If they're still there, they might be gone. Again, I don't know how big this product is.
The best part about this bottle is this right here. That's the best part.
And that's not saying much.
Don't.
Do it.
More Illuminati. Do it.
I think that'll do it, folks. Have you been able to find Baker 7
One that
pretty
you
regularly where you're at? Have you found one that you like? If you have found them, what ages do you normally find them at?
Yes.
Correct us if we're wrong on the single barrel and how old these can get.
Wait,
But
Baker's dozen is 13. 13 year. Is that why they do that?
Wait, a baker's dozen?
No,
Is
has
that
nothing-
13?
no,
Isn't a
it's-
baker's dozen 12?
A Baker's dozen is
it's
13.
yeah.
Why did I not know that?
And the age that he said is 13. Sorry, he keeps signing us
Well,
off.
then what's
It's always,
the 7?
but it's always Baker's. So I don't think so.
Okay.
Baker's 7?
Don't
Threw
forget
a
to
wrench
like,
at
comment,
the-
subscribe if you like what you saw here. Subscribing helps us out big time. We're trying to grow. Also go over and follow us on Patreon. $5 a month gets you a lot of content, a lot of goofy stuff. Mitch will stay up until 3 in the morning talking to you about whiskey.
Send.
He helped another guy like with his marriage the other day, and
Yeah, you know,
had nothing
I-
to do with bourbon. So
It was 2 a.m. drunken whiskey discussion. It was good.
He's got a psychology
they're
degree.
lovers now.
Yeah.
Taylor's just trying to sign off. Sorry.
Thanks for watching. That's going to do it, folks.
All for one and one for all.
Cheers. All right, just film and like I'm gonna do it when I'm ready.
All right, go for it. Into your mouth first, and then swirl it around the top.